Now, they say you can hear the bells of St Margaret's in Bethersden from 2.5 miles away. The tower of the church near Ashford has 7 bells in it, and one of them is the oldest one in Kent. But they're being held up by a timber frame which is rotting away. And as Nick Johnson reports, the people of Bethersden are desperately trying to raise £100,000 to save the sound they love.
Chicken's going. Chicken's gone.
A sound peeled out to this corner of Kent for hundreds of years. St Margaret's oldest bell dates back to the 1300s, but the wooden frame holding them all in place was last restored in Victorian times.
But we're now getting to a point where it's beginning to fail. There are some areas where there's quite severe infestation of rot and woodworm, and the time has come to replace.
It's of huge importance because if we don't do something now, these bells will go silent, and it will be such a travesty to lose them, because there'll be the weddings, historic events, royal family events where we ring. There won't be any noise at all from the bells, and they sound beautiful. They inspire people. They are joyful.
The only way to ensure these bells keep ringing is restoration. Cast iron and metal and new fittings would replace the rotting wooden frame above our heads. It's also really hard work at the moment, and the bell ringers here say restoration would make bell ringing itself a lot easier. But the bill for all of that, somewhere in the region of £100,000.
Bell ringer Tony Stevenson's company makes rocking horses for the royal family. He's taking his craft to auction to join the fight.
I became a bell ringer and realised that the bells needed to be upgraded at the Bethersden church, and so I decided to make this horse to auction off to raise money so that they can fix the bells.
For the Reverend of St Margaret's, the bells are essential to both church and village life.
We believe that a church without bells is rather like prayer without words. So it's very important indeed to us, and we are very fortunate to have some wonderful bell ringers here at St Margaret's, Bethersden, and we're going to do all we can to support them in raising the money required to restore the bells.
The campaign has already raised around £30,000. But there's still a fair distance to travel to stop the rot and ensure these bells don't fall silent. Nick Johnson, BBC South East Today, Bethersden.
Now, from one beautiful sound to another. She became known as Britain's answer to Taylor Swift after 500 million Spotify streams and the huge success of her debut album on Ed Sheeran's label.